We are back.
So, what do you do when the bread doesn't rise and it just turns into a food log? I had a slice of carb log turned into mushed into scrambled eggs because it was supposed to be French toast, but carb log doesn't absorb egg. I love my wife. I complain, but I complain because I love.
Sure. Or because you ate carb log.
It was very, like, even after frying again on a pan, it was still very doughy. It's like gnocchi, but you know it's not. It kind of was like gnocchi texture. Just your bread shouldn't taste like gnocchi.
While I was sick, I did cook a little bit on one day. It was on the Tuesday, and it was really good. It was a really small batch of spaghetti sauce because I didn't want to eat lots. I usually make like a massive pot. I'm like, no, I'll just make a tiny amount. And it was so tasty and spicy and like had a little bit of heat to it. It was nice. And then I made veal meatballs and little meatball sandwiches out of the veal meatballs with a bit of the spaghetti sauce and garlicky. And it was just like the right comfort food for, feed the cold. Yeah, it was really good. There was a day where I sat down and went, I ate this awesome pasta and a little bit of leftover chicken for basically brunch, and then a late dinner was the meatball sandwiches. I'm like, I did good today. Meatball, a little bit of mozzarella on some toasted buns and a little bit of onion and basil. Oh, it was just.
No, one of the rules for a weight cut for me is like every calorie matters. Every calorie is every calorie needs to do a function.
Yep.
Is this making me happy? Is this making me full? Is this satisfying a macro? Everything.
No, I lost like 4 pounds this week because of the cold. Like there was 2 days of basically shivering and waking
and
up
not eating and
drenched sweat, and you're eating phlegm and you're not hungry. Yeah.
That was way back when we had the that first session with the boys on the not streamed game. That was me, which was hilarious because like 6 months later, I was like, I was at your house for that. No, I wasn't.
Oh, we had COVID for the first Manticore game.
Yeah. I was like 6 months later. You like literally, I had to get like I was like my brain knew I was there for the game, even though that was wrong. And I'm very particular about the things I know. Like my brain doesn't. I'd be horrible with dementia. I don't want dementia. Please no. Because when I know something, I'm really convinced I know something, even if I don't. All right.
All right. So we had the vote. Voted Celissa as part of the crew.
Celissa was voted as part of the crew. She was super happy. She fell over with joy. It will take her a few weeks to get used to the land legs.
And then we spent all day marching through the jungle and all the day marching back. It's probably the next morning we go talk to. Talk to Rickety.
I'm going to pull that off to the side.
Just because I think it takes hours to go back and forth.
Yeah, it is the better part of a day. All right, you make your way back. Greetings, friends. How go the upheaval issues that you so kindly looking into?
Oh, I'm zooming in on the wrong thing. Squids. Loading. Greetings, one they call Rickety of the Squids.
Greetings. His head does a little like side to side shuffle as he bows, which is a very familiar and comforting motion for.
Right. He will recognize that as a Naga way of bowing, and he will mimic the motion as much as he can. You should be pleased to learn that we have delivered the water to the thirsty Naga upon the hill.
Hopefully it's sufficient to keep them sane, mentally comfortable, I suppose.
Like the sun in the sky, it is endless in its cycles.
Psst. Yes, child? He's looking. I'm going to give Rickety just a check as he notices the girl. Oh, hello. You look just like your mother. Do you have a secret for me? He bends over. He does bow to her. She leans in. Oh my, really? The Sakana. Haven't laid eyes on her for quite some time. Are you certain they were willing to give it? Oh, okay, all right, fair enough. So I'm assuming you're aware of the deal that was made with your captain.
We got pieces of it. Yeah? You're gonna make an upgrade on a boat and squib it?
Yes. Yes, and apparently a suitable candidate has been found, although it's going to require a not insignificant amount of work. It is a little bit, I believe the term is it's a classic.
I think they said something about it being sunken and they got to raise it up or something.
Yes.
So you're going to make it so it's not all soggy?
Yes.
Okay. How long is that going to take?
Oh, take a few weeks at least. Although I'll put my best man on it. He has two thumbs pointed at himself.
Oh, okay. He's pretty sure of himself, I think.
Do you have any, considering it's going to be a bit of a complete overhaul, any special requests for interior layout?
Yeah, we need a kitchen.
All right, kitchen.
We've got alchemists, good crafters area, comfy place to sleep.
Bunks. Alchemy area where we could brew beer.
We can do that brew. A bar.
Yeah, we need a bar.
I believe such decisions will be up to the captain. Perhaps if you provided us some instructions. I don't believe the captain knows what this ship is or how big it is.
It's two masts, 20 by 70. 90 square foot sail area in the front. He starts rattling off numbers that don't mean much to the people here.
If you write these things down, our captain will provide you with the requested upgrades.
Perfect. Excellent. Don't talk to the head marine guy. You should talk to the captain. The captain's more important, says correct. Especially with the bar.
Black Dog's already said no. The captain hasn't said no.
Make sure you go to the captain. Captain, we really respect authority.
Well, in this case, I think Karen's right. Can't believe I said that. Stupid work.
How much you expect your griffin to grow?
Oh, she's gonna get about the size of a horse, maybe a little bit bigger, like a lion.
So reinforced crow's nest, I assume.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah. Yeah. Like, you don't need to ask the captain about that. That's important.
Yeah.
Jin sees that as common sense. He's fine with letting that go.
You're gonna let that one slide.
Yep. If we make it crazy, it'll be only ramps, no stairs. If you let Jin start deciding things.
What are these ladders for? Ramps everywhere. All right, so you're given a basic like layout of a ship that you're allowed to. Basically, you've got a main deck, like a no forecastle. You do have an aft castle, and then you have a second floor, like a storage area. We could draw that offline, as the boat is now will be eventually in the dry docks. All right, so it'll be once we get the planning in, it'll be at least 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how things go and how complex the requests are.
So 21 days is is there any way we can have a look at it before we name it?
Certainly. Yeah, it's going to take, and then Salissa's like going up on her tippy toes to whisper to Rickety. It should be here in a couple of days, sounds like. You'll be able to see it.
So, basically it was a sunken ship, right?
Yep.
Sunken ship to arrive at dry dock in 2 days from today.
Yep. So he gives a form. The form has some lines of like, what do you want the ship to be called? Where do you want to be from? He scribbled in a couple of suggestions for where it could be from, a couple of like which kingdom it could potentially be from.
Well, what was the ship called before it sank?
It was the Sakana.
Well, where is she from?
It should be from the far west of here. The one of the emperors of the Iron Kingdoms.
Oh, that's where Black Dog's from.
It was one of his pleasure vessels, way back when.
Oh, and it sank near here?
Near enough.
Okay.
When the sea takes things, it could fucking take them. If the sea wants something, it takes it. We do not aggravate he who lies beneath.
No, of course not. We don't want to bug him.
Precisely. Just let him sleep. It's fine.
Oh, that's that. Oh, okay, I see.
He is nodding. Sleep is good.
Okay, well, we'll come by and have a look at the ship when you got it all in here or whatever, and then Molgromere can tell you what to build and what not to build.
Is there anything that my saviors need in the meantime? I mean,
is the ship going to come with any armaments built in, or do we gotta pay for those too?
Well, the deal was for a scribbin and for some additional discount on that, which would be recreating. Obviously, bringing it back up to making it ship shape, that will be on the house. But armaments would be at your own recompense.
I think there was kind of like a wince or a groan at the ship shape. I don't think the party likes Rickety very much. He seems to be very full of himself, and we're like, oh, this guy is awful.
He made a deal with the aberrations to be neutral in the great piracy of pirating.
No, he like laughed at our misfortune, called us idiots. Like he hasn't been very likable. He did make the legs for the goldfish.
He made the legs for the goldfish. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So we'll get Molgromere to fill out all the paperwork and everything. We just want to make sure that you knew that we did our deed and.
We thank you very kindly for the doing of the deed. Ah, saviors. Thus we'll get you on a ship and out having a gay old time raiding and pirating and pleasuring or whatever else you're going to be doing out there.
Oh, okay.
What you do is between you and the sea.
Okay. Hey, does Molgromere get one of those fancy book medallions?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty obvious he knows what you're talking about.
Like, does he become one of the 101 captains, or you got to earn your way into that?
No. You mentioned before that you were sailing under the Harrigan flag.
Oh, okay. So he's the captain.
Well, of the free captains, do you wish to change that flag? Like, I do wish to change allegiance.
Oh no, that's not a me question. That's a Molgromere question. I'm guessing no, though. I think.
So there's I know there's a blurb in the chat.
Yep.
There's one more like little line in there, like allegiance. Now you can have none. Like you could be just independent, or you could be claiming that you are under the flag of Dread Pirate Harrigan. Or you could pick anybody else, but they might not like you.
That's Molgromere paperwork. We'll make him do it.
All right.
Don't worry, it's safe in here. like that's where he's like shoved the paperwork into his shirt kind of thing. Like it's safe in there.
Yeah. Also, like against Oregon not liking these people. These people all mostly worship the water. Like they're all like. Istitia would be the most common god of this region, and then some people might use other names for Istitia than Istitia.
Yeah, and then the psycho snake people worship the aberrant thing that's sleeping at the bottom.
That really like Rickety. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you in a couple of days there, Rickety's.
Enjoy yourself.
Bye.
Show leave as always. Oh, goodbye.
That guy's the worst. I don't know, there's something about him.
Oh, he's just a cute old man. Says the little dwarf lady.
No, it's like he's tiny and he can be pushed around, but he looks down on you. It's like he's like Sun Wu or well, Katana's got a bad attitude, but he's kind of funny. It's like if Sun Wu started lording over us because he knows magic.
Corinne doesn't have the heart to tell guess word. That's Sun Wu kind of does. Just wait until. Having magic is.
Craig kind of shrugs, but it's Acadi's magic. It's not the same as his magic.
Some people are. Everyone is equal. Some are more equal than others. There are mighty heroes, and there are those who cheer them. That's sort of Cred's logic on the you stardom or hero worship comes very naturally to the Cordites of no, the guy who does the best gets the glory, right?
Well, it's like us and the crew. Hey, it says here we needed 60 guys to run the boat. No, 20. How many guys?
That one says 20, and it's 20 to operate the boat, but that's just to sail.
20. So does that mean 20 at a time, or does that mean 20 guys over a 24-hour period? Probably 20 guys over a 20-hour period, which means you need, well, I don't know, what's that? Like 6 or 7 of people awake at a time to run the boat. That's not too bad. We
Yeah,
don't
we
have
could
20,
run
we don't have 20 guys though. 2, 3,
We could
4,
run the ship.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sunwoo's always busy. The goldfish isn't gonna fucking do anything.
And you
Well, I
got,
can navigate, but it is not.
and then you got 12 other guys. Like you got 12 crewmen if they all choose to return.
Every one of us is gonna be so friggin' busy.
As you're walking back and having this conversation,
7, 8, 9.
please, sir, let
10.
me join the crew. Let me join your crew, great pirate.
Not just getting mobbed.
Just random, like a random dude being.
Oh,
like,
look, a squirrel.
Huh?
A dire squirrel over there.
Dire. Get the fuck out of here.
That guy can't be part of the crew. He's afraid of squirrels.
I want to see a dire squirrel.
No.
I know that you were making a joke, but now that we're talking about dire squirrels, you didn't want to talk about dire squirrels. Why'd you bring up dire squirrels?
Ganzorg takes his bow and like thwaps Karen in his nuts because the dire squirrels are gonna go after your nuts, idiot.
He'll feed him for winter. He's now standing with a broad stance.
Lee's just chuckling along. Jin is ignoring them.
They're very strange, aren't they, in Nagaji?
I believe that this is a way that they bond together.
It is... Most consider it an act of extreme violence to attack another's reproductive organs.
Ganzorg and Karen were friends before they were conscripted to become pirates and sailors. I do note that Lee does not strike at the other's genitalias, but does laugh at
but does laugh at the striking of genitals. So she nods.
Perhaps it is because their species has their genitalias on the outside of their bodies, makes it painful, and thus funny.
It seems very inefficient and risky.
These 3 are young, I believe. I do not see some of the others behaving in this manner. I do not think Ganzorg would do the same act to the captain. Or to Black Dog, for that matter.
The Black Dog one, yeah. He seems... Black Dog has a demeanor that reminds me of the Dark Ones.
Yep. I have seen his rage, but he is loyal.
If he were Naga, he would not have come to a treaty, I think.
Not all of them are as simple as these 3 before you.
At this point, like, Kred is trying to swat at Ganzorg, who's dodging. a big clumsy.
Ganzorg's defending himself with like an arrow, like just the fletching part.
All right, yeah, you make your way back to the the crew in their shack. You parlay that there is a deal has been reached with Rickety Squibs. They said that in 2 days hence your ship shall be here to begin work, and it will be 14 to 21 days of effort depending on complexity and condition.
All right. When does the ebon chain arrive?
The ebon chain is supposed to arrive somewhere between 5 and 12 days from now.
2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Heaven chain, question mark.
All right, so the next thing that happens is the Sakana will arrive in drydock.
Yep. Give me a second. Let's pull out the Sakana. Oh, you've got that. Could you drop the Sakana on the map, please?
Oh, just the image?
Yep. Just as a.
Oh.
Where you go? Hello. There it went. We can go like this. We'll go. We'll see what's. Cool. It's bigger than the other boats. That's a little big. All right, we'll drop her down to colossal. Yeah, for ship combat, we need to actually scale them in actual pixel counts.
Yep.
Which I will do before we get into sailing on the high seas.
Okay, that's interesting. So it arrives. I think the more learned people about boats are going to go check it out.
Give me a
basically the whole party wants to see the fucking boat, so I think the whole party goes.
Okay. Was anybody did anybody see the boat being brought in? Is my question.
Oh, what do you need?
I was going to say who was sort of like keeping a lookout upon the seas.
Probably Krimler squawks anytime a boat comes here. Like the boat traffic's been pretty light, right? So
the boat traffic is pretty light. They're waiting for there's a ship that's supposed to be coming.
Yeah, it's Krimler has been sitting on top of the shack waiting for boats.
Okay. Give me a second. I'll copy you. Go over here. All right. So, Krimler is the one keeping watch?
Yep.
Okay, give me a perception check for Krimler.
She has a +9. 12.
Okay. The boat was weird because it was not fully above the surface of the water as it was being moved through. She basically, it was like it was being carried on something's back, and pushed into the dry dock. Now, in terms of size, the ship would be, it's like on the map, the ship is like that big. You could put a massive ship in this dry dock, but it's relatively small for the dry dock. Like, it's actually not too far off this token size. It's like 3 times bigger than that.
So she didn't quite see it?
She didn't quite see it. She did see some tentacles coming out of the water. Give me a second. I'm just changing the name on the token. There was a creature that dragged the boat into the dry dock.
Okay, when she sees tentacles, she's going to go down, and that causes the party to start heading towards the dry dock or wherever the tentacles are seen.
Okay, yep. They're headed the way. So she saw them actually out here after they had crested, and the boat was being driven here. So actually, it would take a few minutes. Let's go over here. So the party, you see a boat sort of being like the masts need new sails. There is a hull. The hull is heavily covered with barnacles. As this thing is cresting, and
no. Is that it? I think I can smell it from here. What a
piece of shit.
What a piece of junk. I don't know. She might have good bones. Does she have good bones? I hope she has good bones. That's a lot of barnacles. We should call it a barnacle.
That's not. What's a barnacle?
The thing that stick on the side of the boat. It's going to take us forever to get rid of all the barnacles. I bet you there's going to be lots left even after the...
We should... Captain, can we call it like the barnacle?
The dread barnacle? The black
No, that's too. It needs a happy name. It needs to be like the joyful barnacle, the drunken barnacle. Drunken barnacle. Champion barnacle.
The happy barnacle doesn't sound bad. I think you had it on your first try, moron.
I believe it's pronounced maroon, and it's the color of my vestment.
Oh, it's what we're going to do once we find a deserted island.
We're going to find desert on the island?
No.
Deserted. Has lots of dessert on it.
Yeah.
We should go to the desert island.
No, we're gonna moron you there.
Okay. Anybody who has a base perception of 15 or higher can make a knowledge arcane or knowledge dungeoneering check.
Jinshe plus 21. None of those skills. Genzori plus 21. None of those skills, unless he's identifying creatures.
It's identifying creatures.
And then Molgromere has that skill. All right. So Genzori in identification just has his wisdom modifier. Dungeoneering? Yeah. 23 though. And Molgromere has a 23. So Genzori will help Molgromere.
Okay. So what was the total?
The total would be 26.
26. A creature with which you now see Rickety effectively praying to has basically brought the ship. The creature itself is like a colossal aberration.
Good lord.
You suspect it is highly intelligent. And
Is this some sort of colossal aboleth?
And it would be a problem. You didn't get it is a horrible thing. You know that these things. It could just take a ship if it wanted to.
Okay.
And it is smart enough that obviously it's smart enough to be reasoned with or spoken to, as there's some form of communication happening.
This is not Thug or Throg or whatever it's called.
No, you don't think so because it doesn't have a shark face.
Right.
Well, although maybe
it hasn't opened its mouth yet.
It might be. The mouth bits are in here somewhere. It seems quite strong, and then give me a spellcraft, or a swim check. Actually, you could use a swim check in place.
Molgromere gets a 20.
20. Molgromere suspects that this thing might potentially fly as it pushes the boat up into the dry dock. It doesn't end up walking along the as it has to go up the embankment a little bit. It actually swims through the air, pushes up.
Oh, that's a thing of horror.
It then basically turns around, swims back down into the sea. Oh, you came to see a ship come.
Oh, hey there, Ricketies.
Well, Rickety is giving you it's obvious he's checking for reactions to see if anybody's going to be uncouth.
Well, we've already said it looks like a piece of shit. So
Oh yeah, he's not worried about your reaction to the ship.
Oh, does she have good bones at least?
Oh, she's got an excellent spine to her. Excellent spine indeed.
Is she? All right, she does have a bit of a smell.
Oh, that'll take some time to come out. He's in there, he's starting to poke around.
Is she salvageable?
Oh, anything's salvageable if you try hard enough.
Is she
Is it
seaworthy?
100%? 100%. It's gonna take some time though. As he's walking into the hole from the outside without climbing up the scaffolding to get into the top. Like he's walking through a hole the size of him in the ship.
Are there any armaments on the boat that come with the boat?
Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Here. Marty, can you roll a D6?
The dice. Do we want high or low?
You want high.
6.
It's going to take some work getting it back into shape. Give me 64. You want basically 4s.
1 4.
There's a couple of trireme, I suppose. Trireme bits here. Ooh.
Trireme is a boat name.
That's right. That's the wrong word. I want to say the big arrow flinger, the giant crossbow. What's the word for that?
Ballista.
Ballista. I agree. There's a word that starts with T that means ballista as well. But we're just going to go with ballista. So there are 5 ballistas, and that looks like a cannon. They all could use. They could use some care. We can attempt to repair them the old-fashioned way, or magical speed things up.
Will make holes help?
Certainly, they would.
Yeah, someone's going to dump his make holes into wherever rickety points.
Okay, give me 6 D10s, and you want 10.
He's got 6 second-level spells per day and 4 thirds. If we're just doing this, you can cast 10 of them.
Okay, give me 6 D10s, and you want 10.
Nope.
Okay, none of them happened to be magicked, or the magic didn't survive the time. You have
10 make holes a day.
10 make holes a day. Okay, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 of your so your cannon and 3 of your, I want to say trireme again, and that's wrong. I have to refile the words under my brain. Yep. 3 of the ballistas are masterwork, and the cannon is masterwork.
Okay, so 2 regular ballista, 3 masterwork ballista. And what kind of cannon?
It would be a ship's cannon.
The small, those are
the small one. It's the large cannon, not the huge cannon.
This isn't a huge. Hey, we could. How big are bombards? Because I think the ship could actually hold 20 large direct fire siege engines. Too many. Like, we don't have enough crew to actually fire these fucking things.
The thing is, it's like you would only ever fire 10 at a time usually.
Yeah. So you needed what? 2 guys for a ship's cannon?
There we go. Let me
typical crew 5.
Yep.
50 dudes there on one side of the boat.
That's why you don't really shoot. You'd be one side or the other, and that's.
And then they would run over to the other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's still like.
Oh yeah, it's
ridiculous.
a huge. If you want to turn it into a warship, there's a reason why warships don't carry any cargo. You could make this a prickly pear of armament if you want. It's just, would you operate it?
The cost is also insane. Okay, well, we'll salvage the siege engines that exist, and I think we just pick up siege engines as we go.
Yeah, so from this it would be light ballistas. So you have a bunch of light ballistas and one cannon on the range siege engine chart table, under the direct fire light category, or direct fire large category. Which is funny. With the light ballista is a large weapon. 3d8.
Okay, so 2 light ballista and then 3 masterwork light ballista is what you said.
Yep. Just let us know how you want them configured on your vessel. Remember, it doesn't have any good mounting points fore aft. It has to go port and starboard.
I guess 3 to a side, Molgromere? All on one side?
There. Karen is like the way of the crab, and he's got like one big arm and one like little arm like
I mean, all the ballista on one side, the cannon on the other. I don't know, it's not an optimal armament, and they're pretty expensive. I'd rather craft magic items and make cannons if we won't have enough people to use.
Well, then are the ballista not good temporary armaments?
Yeah, they're fine. I can probably stick spells in the spears. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, the way we fight is we want to get close to the enemy so we can get all of our bruisers in a row and cast spells at them. I don't think we're... Well, I don't know. Depends how many crew we have. We have barely enough just to make the ship go.
When I'm looking at the... sorry, Marty. The direct fire siege engine chart shows a light ballista...
A crew of 1, yeah.
Yeah. And then the cannon has a crew of 2.
Oh, and
one action to load, 3 actions to load, 1 action to aim.
Description it has 5, but
I think that's the bigger cannon.
No.
Although I might be confused.
I'll go off the chart because 5 seems a bit much for.
5 seems a bit much for a ship's cannon, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, a regular ass cannon's 2, and a ship's cannon is even smaller.
Yes. So I'm looking at the regular cannon from the range
so
siege
if
engine.
we go crew 2 for a cannon, that's not too bad.
I don't know, maybe put them all on the port side, make our left side really dangerous, and our right side is for defense.
That works. Crab!
Or 1 lowly ballista on the right side for ranging. I don't know. I don't know. I'm making stuff up at this point.
I thought you were a siege engineer.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying is we should ideally have... What is it?
You ideally want like 100,000 gold pieces worth of cannon.
No, I want 3 of the biggest possible fucking cannons on either side of the boat. Boom! I think they're bombards. We want...
They'd be called Fiend's Mouth Cannon in this chart.
Standard bombard. Huge. 76.
Those are indirect fire. You have sails. You can't shoot up.
Oh, okay. Where's the direct fire chart?
It'd be just above. So it'd be the cannon. Fiend's Mouth Cannon, I think, is the huge direct fire.
There we go. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
Some fiend mouth. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. We want 9.
54,000.
Yeah, you're right, Cram. We need about 54,000 gold pieces worth of cannon.
Coran is like he's got the tism only for the price of weapons. Everything else he's just fucking raw.
It was a pretty good guess. Did Sebastian tell you that before? I did not. A broken clock is right 2 times a day.
He's now going, crab.
Yeah. You wouldn't have a line. He's looking at. You wouldn't know where to find, 6 functioning masterwork beans mouth cannons.
That's a hell of a request.
I'm half joking. These will do. I think stick them all on one side. Take one of the crappy ballistas, put it on the starboard side. It will be used for ranging, and then we'll just have a really, really good port side attack.
Does the long-term plan for your ship to be one-sided? It does impact how it will build up the ballast.
Okay, fine. Put 3 siege engines on one side, 3 on the other. It doesn't matter what configuration. Doesn't matter.
Do the right thing, and we won't come back. Do the wrong thing, we're definitely coming back.
Right. I wasn't thinking about the ballast. Just even it out. Put the ship's cannon and 2 of the Masterwork light ballistas on that side, and then 1 of the Masterwork light ballistas and the 2 light ballistas. I'll fix the 2 that are crappy when I get around to it. Put a scope on them or something. Yeah. Guess the bombards will wait. This ship really smells.
It's definitely got an odor to it. Yeah, you're a craftsman. Come take a peek.
All right.
Sunwoo last level did put a rank in craft ship.
Okay, give me a craft ship or an appraise.
He will. They're both the same. He'll drink his mutagen or his cognitogen. They're both still the same. So. Up 28.
Okay. He's pointing at the main keel, right? The main rib under the ship.
Yep.
This is the most important part of your boat. If you break your heel, you might as well have destroyed your ship. This keel could take enchantment.
Okay.
So it's salvageable. The keel is masterwork, meaning if you can put a proper prow on the ship, you can then enchant the boat. The rest of the ship might be you can rebuild everything else, but if the keel breaks, your ship is basically fucked. You have to rebuild a new ship. And typically the keels, especially on very large ships, even with make holes, they're very big. Like it's too big of a piece of contiguous wood to generally make hole. So that's like the spine or the backbone, or how you actually break somebody's boat is through damaging a keel.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the upgrade that you're going to make, aside from cleaning this up and making it shipworthy? 100%.
Make it shipworthy also, well...
You said 100%.
Oh, it will be ship shape. Definitely there'll be no issues with your boat.
Oh.
I mean, are you certain? It looks like it's got some issues.
It's kind of what I was hinting at. But he did say 100%, so I trust him. Anything that goes wrong will be on Rickety.
Till you leave the harbor.
Okay. The harbor's not that way, right? We can just tool around in here for a little bit, take it on a test drive?
Certainly.
All right.
Regular wear and tear is not covered.
Oh, no, she's got plenty of wear and tear here.
Speaking of, what type of upgrade would you be looking for? I assumed it'd be in the plans. You do have plans, right?
Magical. See, Molgromere. Molgromere.
What is it?
What kind of upgrade do we want?
I was thinking little cubbyhole to hide shit, but
I was thinking 6 masterwork, huge fiend's mouth cannons.
there might be a gap between expectation and reality.
Okay. What about an enchantment on the ship that makes it resistant to fire?
We can see if we can swing that. I think, don't we need to get a prow or something, the figurehead? Normally the enchantments go to the figurehead. Dead Man's Lament was like a figurehead.
The figurehead looks kind of like a giant barnacle spike.
There's the big barnacle. Is that the fucking figurehead?
Sorry about that.
It's all right. Still recording?
Yep.
Okay. All right. We have a barnacle as a figurehead. Fuck it.
It looks like a mouth.
Yeah. It's got that. Certainly you can clean it up. Being resistant to fire, I think, would be, that might be a decent request, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll see if it flies. If it doesn't fly, hidey holes.
I think the ship's ram and it's pretty ugly. It's pretty much that. I don't think we're gonna stick a pretty lady on the end of this boat.
Everything looks better with the pretty lady stuck on front.
Oh no, this thing, it'll be a disservice to all pretty ladies.
He's put a clothespin over his nose.
The regretful
sea hag, but I don't think we want. I think we want
the regretful evening.
Beer goggles. Yeah. Okay.
Herpes.
The walk of shame.
Okay.
No. In all seriousness, the boat's fine with it is. We want the ram to be all business, and I think we're gonna call it the Happy Barnacle.
Yeah, Happy Barnacle seems it'll save us from cleaning all this fucking to get to them.
Well, yeah, we want to clean the barnacles underneath. We want the boat to go fast. Like, we don't want to just be...
Oh, she'll be quick.
Oh, and here's the squibbing information. So we want the ship to be called the Glass Runner.
And he's winking a lot.
From Corvina, the United Corvini Kingdoms. Wherever the hell that is.
All right.
He hands the paperwork. Molgromere already wrote this in.
Under which faction? No faction? Free pirates? Harrigans?
No, we drip pirate Harrigan.
All right. Understood. Oh, it's going to take some time.
Oh, and the enchantment, the upgrade, we want the ship to be resistant to fire.
he looks over to Molgromere. Molgromere nods. I can't say I never did anything fucking for you. Yep. All right.
You know, fireballs and
I
firepots and alchemists and farmers and dragons.
completely understand. Completely understand. Yeah, it's. You want us to pretty this up a little bit, or is the?
Oh no, the aesthetic of the just as long as it maybe like cut down the smell, hit it with some bleach.
It does got a bit of a salt of the earth kind of smell. Yeah, salt of the sea. Yeah, Crimlayer doesn't want to go anywhere near it currently.
You know, it's rotting. Those little barnacle things have little flushes in them. That's rotting barnacle rot. We've had enough of that. But if you go in there with a little scooper and get it all out, prestidigitated, yeah, you can get it done. A little bit of bleach afterwards, cleaning ammonia, not mixed with the bleach that creates all sorts of fumes. You get high that way.
Yeah, we won't burn our lungs.
Okay, all right. You good luck, Briggity. Oh, the tripod is working out really good.
I told you it would. Are you still looking for it to climb?
Yeah. Let me check our funds for that.
Yep. Once we're done with this, you're running a little low on favors. as you go through, as you're leaving. Holy shit! What a piece of crap!
Yep. Oh, she's a turd, but she'll shine him up into a nice turd. Congratulations, Molgromere. The happy barnacle's yours.
Yeah.
Molgromere probably looks strangely proud. Like his own boat.
It's his own ship. Yep. I did it. I am finally a pilot man myself. All right, Marty.
Yep.
We need a 1d10 plus 13.
17?
17 days before he is fixed, ready with the ship.
Oh, good God. Okay, I'll add that to the time tracker. Oh, I'm just going to create a new column.
During this period, now that the dry dock has a ship in that's being squibbed, there's actually security around the dry dock that keeps people or riffraff from going in and spying. You're not supposed to be prying into the business of other pirates. Now that you have a ship, you're officially pirates with a duty. You are able to move things into the dry dock if you wish, or you can maintain your shack. But you have the.
No, I don't think until the ship is ready, we're gonna.
Okay.
Move anything in here.
At this point, you know that effectively no other large vessels are actually supposed to be coming into Ricky Squibb's area. They are supposed to remain out at sea in waiting because, again, for the privacy of the vessels themselves, as is pirating tradition.
So no one's going to come into the dry dock, is what you're saying?
Basically, yeah. The dry dock is only Rickety and his staff are allowed in the dry dock, and Rickety has some basic guards surrounding the place.
So ship ready on the 12th day of the 3rd month of spring, and we are on the 24th day of the 2nd month.
Excellent. You'll have lots of time to complete your crafting while we figure out how the fuck we're going to.
Yeah, Sun will pretty much be done all of his crafting by then. He'll be working on the last item. So the next thing that actually happens is the ebon chain whenever it arrives.
All right. Are you doing anything in preparation of the ebon chain arriving, or?
I think we need to figure out our plan of attack.
Okay.
What do we know about the Ebon Chain?
Give me a. Are you asking amongst the town, or are you just what Molgromere knows by default?
I think we're going to consult with Sebastian. Molgromere is going to consult with his lucky goldfish.
You're going to ask Sebastopedia?
Yes. What is the local pirate isles?
Yep.
Okay, 41, and then Molgromere will aid with a... Oh, that is one away from a +4, +3, so 44 total.
Okay. Yeah, the Ebon Chain is a... wait a second. So the Ebon Chain, they were calling them a devil ship. It's not actually a devil ship. It's a ship of Kytons that you know are intense slavers and effectively worship pain. You know that it is run by the captain is Sever, who is a swashbuckler sorcerer who truly is not to be trifled with. Additionally, there are many tieflings aboard the ship, and then slavers of different varieties that they've brought together. The ship itself is rather large. Give me 1 second. You know that it is a 3-decked. Where are you on this? There. So it has like 3 underdecks on the ship. It is like warship sized in terms of it's like 200 feet long, 40 feet across. It does have a one like famous ballista or huge ballista on board, as well as a large number of cannons. But the ballista itself is highly enchanted. In addition, you know that the ship itself is like primarily rams other ships and boards is like the primary mode of attack, and it is a slaver ship. It carries slaves, and that's a primary cargo.
How many slaves would typically be on the ship?
The ship could have. Give me a second. It would have. So it would have a crew of at least. So we would have a crew of something approaching 100 men. Of that 100 men, you would have because the ship doesn't do a lot of like rowing, so it'd be like 40 sailors. It would have probably 40 to 80 slaves, also slave rowers, and then additional cargo of up to 100 people. A few more if you give them shitty sort of
Accommodations, yeah.
Yeah, shitty accommodations. You could probably double it, but 100 slaves, like 100 slaves in of cargo, and at least 60 slaves for rowers, if not more.
Too bad we didn't have any of the necrobarnacles.
Oh yeah, curse the ship. Thing is, the slaves on the ship would also get cursed.
Yeah. Yeah, we wouldn't want that. Burning the ship down? Probably not an option.
Yeah, I don't think we can burn the ship. We shouldn't burn the ship. Whoever's thinking of burning the ship, stop thinking that.
I mean, if we fucked around with their sails, would that take long to replace?
The problem is when you're slavers, you have no lack of muscle power.
We steal all their oars.
We break all their oars. We just come alongside, and Black Dog with his big sword up there.
I mean, there are worse ideas. We do have silent spells. We do have invisibility.
Yeah. So the sails of the ship, the ship can be basically operated in the main configuration of the ship. It would actually move faster with sails. And so it's a relatively slow ship is one thing you know. It's big, it's slow.
But they would have to maneuver out of the port with their oars, and they probably couldn't do that with sails.
Correct. And it's like so most of the boats that you've been working with have like speeds of like 120 with sails. The ship is actually undersailed, so its maximum speed with sails is 30. It's actually with rowing it can go 90, so it's faster than most boats muscle powered. Like on a day with no wind, this thing would be an absolute menace. Every boat you've ever been on is like 1/3 the speed of this thing with through muscle power.
What other ideas? What do boats need? Boats need food. They need water.
Why don't we break its turny thingy?
The rudder? I mean, yeah. That's probably swim up to the rudder, give it a good whack with the silent spell up.
If they're using men to row, then you would think that simply smashing the rudder, I mean, oars still work. It'll be slower. We'd have to like jam it to one side if that is the plan. I mean, it's powered by men powered by men, so not having men is what will stop the. If you want to stop it, stop the oars.
Yeah, but saving all those slaves sounds like we're going to get into a fight, which we were told not to do.
Well, what if we're sneaky about it? Sneaky. I mean, we'll disrupt disrupt them in a way that isn't going to cause everybody to be suddenly killed.
Well, if the slaves uprose, then that's a bad thing.
It's a very bad thing if the slaves uprise. That is why we don't want they wouldn't want slaves uprising, would they?
Okay. Think we're onto something here?
So, all right, we already know slave uprising bad. slave uprisal not good. They wouldn't like it. But well, if you don't give them anything to uprise with, they're just going to be killed. But we really should be freeing the slaves. Credit's finally clued in on. Wait a second, they're slaves. What? You didn't tell me the slave ship had slaves on it.
So we should buy a lot of weapons and sneak the weapons into the boat and things for them to break their chains with and leave them to their own devices. Wait, the slavers are going to be they're in a hurry to get somewhere. So why do they need to stop? Do we know, Molgromere? Do they need to stop? For what reason?
They mentioned the resupply.
What kind of supplies do the slavers need?
Good question.
And how much sleep poison can I make between now and then?
Okay. Give me a. Are you trying to figure out what supplies they're getting?
Yeah. I think we're gonna send Molgromere out to just inquire from a business angle.
Yep.
Like, hey, what do they typically buy, kind of thing. You know, we might have stuff for them.
We might have a way to do this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think is a charisma check to gather info, and then maybe a bluff check to do so. Katana will help Molgromere. I think Fishbowl is going with them.
Okay. Fishbowl.
Fish
Come here. How come you're fish stick? Do you like fish stick in your mouth?
South Park.
Well, you're so funny. Okay, give me a. It's effectively a diplomacy check.
Yep. Let me just see if Gitano can actually aid Molgromere. He did take diplomacy. He aids. And Chum Chum will not attempt to aid with a -2. Sorry. Throw
fucking monkey. Throwing turds everywhere.
All right, 18.
18. 18. You hear that that Rickety's boat is going to be back in a few days. It is coming. It was gathering some sort of shipment of supplies from the from not that one. It's I'm having a brain fart. I'm sorry. From Blood Cove.
Okay.
It's doing a supply run.
That he then is going to turn around and sell to the slavers.
The timeline makes sense because otherwise, if they're here for supplies, there's no real there's no goods of consequence here currently that you've been able to find, unless they just need people. But even then, there's not there are people here, but it's like from Black Dog's point of view, these aren't good stock.
But they're not good fightery stock, right? That's why we keep on chasing them away when it's like,
well, they're like, take me with you.
Squirrel, they're like the dire squirrel. Oh no! No. The 5th level caster that wants to see the world. Cool. The 5th level caster 6-hit die monster. The guy afraid of squirrels.
Oh, dude. Speaking of squirrels, they're getting ready for winter. I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2, so part of that is like you hunt squirrels. I'll be like, I'm eating a squirrel now. I could eat those squirrels. There's some fat fucking squirrels. They're ready for eating.
They're ready for a Thanksgiving feast.
They're ready for feasting. Yep. It's that time of year. Hey, you make your way to the Commons and you do some diplomacying, and yeah, there's going to be a return of Rickety's ship. Give me a second. Ships lists. Rickety.
Do we know what the shipment is, or
you know it's a bunch of supplies, and they basically say that they're not supposed to like go on the market.
Okay.
You know, they're supposed to end up in the boathouse being stored, and then they're going to be immediately picked up.
All right. No one's in the boathouse right now, right?
The boathouse is there's some basic supplies, but the boathouse guard is extremely light because the dry dock is filled with a ship. So the guards are mostly protecting the dry dock.
Sakana, right?
They're guarding the Sakana.
The happy barnacle. Yeah. Okay. So I think what we're going to do, Molgromere is going to go back to the party. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Well, on the way back.
I was wondering how easy it would be to bowl with you.
Oh no, that's a terrible idea. I know it's called a bowl, but it's not something for bowling. It is a noun, not a verb. Thank you.
If we rotate the bowl fast enough, do you actually feel the rotation, or do you say centered, and the bowl spins around you?
Your questions are valid, Captain. But they're closer to Karen's questions than a question I would expect from an equal of mine.
I'm thinking I'm interested in what is in the fucking shipment.
Yes. What would happen if, say, the shipment were gone by the time the Ebon chain arrived?
Well, I assume they'd be very upset about the missing shipment.
Oh, yes, very much so.
No. I wonder...
Now, how would we keep such things from being scryed upon? The same way that I found the wonderful treasure that is adorning my bowl right now. Oh, that's so nice and dark out here. Look at all of you beauties. Boo, 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 boo. He's kissing the 40 some pearls or whatever.
They're still left, yeah.
Yeah, there's 49,000 still of the 100 gold piece pearls, so there's still a ton at the bottom of this.
Yep.
So how would we keep from scrying? Well, someone knows this wonderful spell called rope trick. As long as 8 people don't go up with the rope trick, we could just stick stuff and stuff and stuff and stuff and stuff. And when the rope trick's about ready to run out, what we could do is move it to another rope trick. The chances of them scrying on the exact thing that they need while we're moving things up and around the rope trick, it's very, very small risk for a very big reward. Besides, we only need to hide this shit until the Ebon chain gets angry and leaves, or has an uprising, or delays the 5 days that the ancient people want.
Interesting. What if they, I don't know, decide that they're pissed off a little bit more than that?
Well, then they'll take it out on Rickety.
What if Rickety points a finger at us?
Another way is we could poop in their bowl. I'm using
Kitano is giving you not poop in their bowl.
I'm using that metaphor specifically for you, Kitano, as I heard that you enjoy pooping in containers. Know that this bowl is not for defecation or urination.
Every man's got a vice. Some people like pooping in awkward locations. It's just something, deep down inside, it can't be changed.
Captain, would you care to create a rule about pooping in the goldfish bowl?
Do not, he winks, poop in the goldfish bowl, winking with his back to the goldfish.
Thank you, Captain. Much appreciated.
Kitano is winking back. Sebastian, you can see Kitano winking back at the captain.
Wait, what is all this blinking with one eye?
I did. Sorry, I got something in my eye. I was just remembering my lovely. She was indisposed, so I only blew her sweet kisses from across the room.
The other way of doing it is we sneak in and break, steal, ruin, whatever it is that the supplies are.
We're only supposed to. We get paid if we delay them a few days.
I think it was a week.
Yeah, close enough. We round. Rounding. Week is 4 days.
So how long would it take for the ship to go back to Blood Cove and return?
If it had to get more supplies?
I think they were saying it is 1 week. Actually, this is where the if I'm reading from the module, it says 1 week there and 1 week back. But if I look at the fucking map, it's not that long. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 5 days there, 5 days back, I think. Something like that.
So, a little over a week. That would buy us time. We would have to share port with the Ebon Chain while we're here, but we could just cloister ourselves in our own business, as we're supposed to be.
Right. Nobody leaves the little shack.
Or if they do, they go to look at our boat, which they're not allowed to go look at, as per the rules.
Correct. I suppose we'd have to...
This does mean that you are going to have to, well, convince some of your freedom-loving friends, part of your crew, that we will not be rescuing the slaves.
We are going to give them the opportunity to save themselves by slowing them the fuck down and staying out of the fucking devil business with the fucking pain devils. I don't want to deal with no fucking pain devils.
I mean, there is a completely opposite and different direction, is, while we were told we would not survive attacking the boat all at once, given your patterns and how much you dropped your guard running around this town, look at us, we're only 3 of us. 6 of your betters could kill you and us right now. They wouldn't kill me, of course. I would explain to them how smart I am. That'd be safe. But
Why would they let me kill Gitano? Nobody dislikes me. Everybody likes me. Gitano.
we could, as Black Dog has said, presumably many times before, because he's kind of a simple man, but Kenku stealth them? Take them out one by one?
Get them properly displeased. It is a thing that could be done.
And blame it on the angels. If we're really devious.
If we could find a way to delay it on the angels until after we've been paid.
Do we know what particular deity the angels worship?
Probably some good fucking god, I don't know.
Specific here would matter. Is it Heronius?
Give me a second.
Is it one of the interloper deities?
So you would know this. Adam just doesn't know this.
What do you need?
We're looking for lawful neutral gods. Or not lawful neutral, but neutral good.
Palor? God of Light? From which pantheon?
Actually, Palor is a decent pantheon.
No, that's
Also, so the one with wings had the Palorian symbol. My lovely Palorian. They like punching things and healing stuff, I guess.
Palor is a god of light and the sun.
So, sun god. They'll get along with Jinshe.
Well,
Jinshe
maybe
might
not,
be
maybe.
upset if we, put her out to, we leave them out to hang.
You didn't happen to collect any feathers, did you?
Feathers?
I'm speaking of Gitano.
Oh.
And I'm trying to wink, but my eyes don't quite work that way.
Gitano, I'm gonna roll there's 50-50 chance. So under 50 or under, he kind of sneaky man you think I am. I wait to be bequeathed feathers from my lovely.
We weirdly and quietly, with Kenku's stealth, take out some of their number, leave a precarious feather behind. The Ebon Chain blames the angels.
I thought we were going to use the feather for the to do the scry thing. To just make certain that my bequothed is okay.
I have no desire to scry upon such lesser beings.
The half celestial, you're lesser than me, says the goldfish.
All she's going to be doing is praying. Praying is boring. Now, if she was some sort of wizard doing experiments, yeah, we might want to do that. It's a spell I don't know, though. Not yet. One day I will. Then you all get in trouble. None of your secrets be safe.
Well, you could tell where she is if you just replace the pearl with the feather. Then.
No, I think we use it as a herring.
This also could be potentially viable. We need something that will be suitably sufficient for all parties involved. Also, we need to keep the big man from making a bad life choice.
Yep.
He might be a moron, but checkers
So they've had a bad time because their shipment's gone foul. They lost a couple of their number, and now their slaves are getting uppity. I mean, are we doing this half-ass? Or are we going all in?
I'm pretty certain we're putting just enough ass in to slow them down, but not so much ass that we have to deal with whatever fucking devils on the ship.
I think that's the wrong maneuver. Because if anything fucks up, we have to deal with all the devils on the ship.
Well, this is neutral.
Might as well deal with.
This is neutral territory. They're not supposed to. Well, I mean, we are very neutral.
You haven't filed the paperwork yet, have you?
Well, I mean, I gave it to Rickety, but
Ship's not done. You're not captain. Hasn't been squibbed.
very, very neutral. Very, very neutral. Oh, so neutral. Oh, my word. Nobody doing anything so neutral.
Technicalities.
You're a bad influence.
Well, yeah. I picked up a thing or two.
How many of your past captains died doing shit that you suggested?
Oh, none of them. They're all their own men, with their own choices. You're my 13th captain, though.
It's pretty hard ball you have here.
Lucky number 13.
Oh, so lucky.
What can go wrong with that number? Nothing at all.
Nothing. Okay. You've collected some information. You know that Rickety's ship should be back shortly. It is called the True Wind, if you care. It is what is used to basically bring supplies to this little outcropping of the mainland. You've learned that they're like being able to travel inland through the jungles is effectively suicide. It is extremely difficult to basically travel inland through the jungles into quote unquote civilization.
Yep.
So you're in a relatively isolated peninsula. What is now it's choosing of the 6 different potential plans, what the actual plan is?
Oh, I think we go guerrilla warfare on the slaver ship. Before we become, our ship's going to be ready on the 12th day of the 3rd month. The Ebon Chain could be here as early as the 27th day on the 2nd month. We've got a whole month, basically, or 15 days, potentially, to fuck with them. And I'd say we start off at 10.
Like we're gonna like if they decide they're gonna leave all crippled